What did you see in that third quarter that really, I guess, gave the advantage to Denver?
I think we just kind of relaxed. I know we had 10 points. How many lead did we have? Like 10 points, 12 points? Halftime, yeah, first 6. But I think we were in a good rhythm, and then we kind of relaxed for some reason. And the third quarter, yeah, like they just they knew, and they just played harder, you know, and we just couldn't. We didn't fight back, and yeah, that was the game. Yeah.
What impact do you think Russell Westbrook had in their run in the third? And AD thought maybe the Nuggets were kind of amping him up, considering the history with the Lakers.
I think he brings the energy to the team. You know, you just see the offense, defense, stealing the ball, diving the floor. You know, scoring the ball, whatever that is. You know, he brings the energy, and he of course he feels some type of way. You know, always against us. So he's gonna play so hard, and he's trying to be good. So, but yeah, he for sure he changed the game. He brought the energy for the team. I know they were playing back to back. Last night they played and they were tired, but yeah, they just played harder than us. Yeah.
In the third quarter, obviously, it was where the game got away from you guys. What did you see out there tonight?
I think we just played one of the worst quarters you could possibly play. Energy was down from the first possession in the third quarter, and they took advantage and ran away with the game there.
What's the mindset of the team? You had the tough loss the other night, came down to free throws in the fourth quarter, and then you have the not so close loss tonight.
Yeah, I mean, what are we, 10-6? We're still in a good spot, good spirits. You're going to unfortunately have games like this, games like, last game. There's a lot of 82 games is a lot of games, and like I said, unfortunately, you're going to have something like this in the last game. You just got to, bounce back and go compete as hard as you can the next game.
You mentioned a lack of energy in the third quarter. JJ mentioned that the spirit to compete just wasn't there. Did you feel the same way? What were you seeing out there, I guess, that led to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of just what I said. I'm sure JJ said as well. Just wasn't good enough, and that should never be, the problem. If we, compete and lose off of not making shots or, the other things other than, not playing hard, then you can live with those results. Tonight, we just, in the third quarter, didn't play hard.
What did you like about what you guys were able to do in the first half? To put yourself in position, I guess, to kind of set the stage for the Florida fallout. But, what did you like about what you guys did early that you weren't able to replicate?
I thought there was a lot of energy on the ball. The ball was moving. We were getting good shots. There was multiple times where we had, second side actions where we drove their closeouts and, got a, shooter on the, opposite side or AD in the post. And then defensively, I thought we were physical. And we, was executing our stuff. But then, like you said, the third quarter was a downfall, and unfortunately, it was a downfall for us.
Austin, anytime you guys play these guys, the history is brought up of a couple playoff series. Now they've won 13 to 14. When they go on that run in the third quarter, does any of that stuff kind of pop up mentally at all, or is that completely separate?
Nah, I mean, last year's last year. The year before was so long ago, and I can barely remember what I did yesterday. So, yeah, I mean, tonight maybe of us. Thank you.
Thank you. AD, good first half. That third quarter, the game kind of got away from you guys. What did you see out there?
Defensively, we were bad third quarter. Wasn't making shots. We scored 15 points in the third. That was a game right there. We were giving a lot of back doors that we wasn't giving up in the first half. Maybe we're going back to a zone set defense, and we just couldn't score the basketball.
A lot of points off turnovers for Denver. What happened with that tonight?
Turned the ball over. They shot 61% from the field. it's hard to, set your defense, when we turn the ball over. I think we had 17 or 15 on them. So do a better job taking care of the ball. But especially in the third quarter, it was just bad overall.
What do you make of your personal night? JJ thought like the process of your offense for you with shots that you're comfortable with had some that usually make just rim out. But what do you make of it?
Yeah, just missed shots. I mean, I think all great looks. Miss or make league. I'll make more than I miss for sure. You always wish you could make every shot. Confident in every shot I took. Shots that I normally make. All of us, to be honest. Shots that we all normally make. We just missed. But I liked every shot that I took tonight. Just didn't go in.
Yeah. JJ mentioned, I think he used the phrase "spirit to compete" was just not there. He thought in the third quarter. Did you feel that on the court? Did you feel that kind of evaporate from you guys as they sort of just kind of took off?
It was just a frustration part. I mean, we were giving up so many backdoors to start. The third, open threes. Our defense, Michael Porter coming off. We were getting screened. He was, making shots. When you play so well in the first half, and then you come out like we did in that third quarter, giving up backdoors and threes wide open, it definitely deflating. It's not our defense, and then to combat that, you go down and you can't make a shot. So, when it rains, it pours. We just got to be better on both ends of the floor.
Is any of that, you think, cumulative for the fact that, these guys have kind of had your number for the last couple seasons, and when it feels like you have a good first half, and then all of a sudden it all goes wrong like that? Does that weigh on you guys, do you think? Did you feel like kind of a weight of the past?
Because of this team? No. I mean, I personally don't. I'm not sure about anyone else. I don't think it does, but, I think we just got to be better on both ends of the floor. We had multiple games this season where we played well in the first half. In the second half, we don't, but we still found ways to win. Guys still made shots. We didn't, 15 points in the third quarter is not going to cut it to anybody. And then our, bench players came in at the end and made shots, but we only had, I think, 15 or 17, in the fourth as well. So we did a terrible job tonight in our offensive execution and, making shots. And I think us not making shots kind of had us unorganized on the defensive end as well.
What impact do you think Westbrook gave them tonight?
What impact?
Yeah.
I mean, just for their team, he brings that energy. Russ plays, he plays hard. And he makes some shots, some steals. He play how Russ plays. I'm pretty sure them guys know the history with us. And probably amped him up a little bit more. But when he comes in the game, he's very disruptive and brings that juice for him. Especially when he's making plays. So I think that kind of helped him a lot tonight.
This was the
Last question.
second straight game you guys were out rebounded by double digits on the glass. What have you seen from the rebounding the last couple of games?
The guys are going to crash. That's a scout report on us. Run. When we miss, run in transition, and offensive rebound, crash the glass. So we got to do a better job of putting bodies on bodies, boxing out. It's just that simple.
Thank you.
Thank you.
AR.
JJ, what did you think happened in the third quarter?
Schematically, certainly we'll have to review some stuff. Clearly the spirit to compete just wasn't there.
Do you have any idea why? Or is that how do you address that if so?
We'll solve it like we solve other problems, but obviously we'll do that internally.
It was an atypical AD night based on what we've seen from him this season. Did you have any explanation for his kind of production tonight?
Yeah, it felt like he missed some of those touch shots, missed some shots closer in. There were a couple, even in the first half, when I thought we played really well for the most part, outside of some transition stuff. Just, ball just kind of spun around the rim and went out. But I thought in terms of the offensive process for him, I thought overall it was fine.
JJ, so much of this is one night type stuff, but when a team like Denver has had so much cumulative success and they start to go on a run early in the third, does that zap more energy out of a team? And in your experience,
no, I it's a good question. I don't think whatever. I have a pretty clear idea of what happened in the third, but whatever it was. I was not because we were haunted by the ghosts of the past or something like that. It was kind of obvious to me what happened there. Just not the right spirit.
JJ, second consecutive game, you guys were out rebounded by double digits. I guess I'm sure you have to look at the film to kind of decipher that, but how much of that's competing versus, I guess, the schematic part?
Well, we missed a lot of shots and they didn't. I think for us to hold them to 8 offensive rebounds a little bit, I think at least three of those were sort of late there in the fourth when we still had our starters in, but that was a big point of emphasis. Jokic played 36 minutes and he got 2 offensive rebounds. He was averaging close to 5. So, that part of it, we would have liked to get more offensive rebounds on an off shooting night like we had, but potentially just not a lot of opportunities there to rebound because they shot 61%.
They were over 2 points scored per turnover almost the entire game. Just how punitive did it feel watching it every time you guys would make a mistake?
Yeah. Those put us in some tough spots, and it wasn't just there in the third. Our half-court defense, and outside of a couple just like minor things, our half-court defense and our attention to detail on game plan stuff was really good in the first half. It was the transition and some of the turnovers that hurt us there. Live ball turnovers they're going to kill you no matter what. We've been, I think, coming into tonight, we were third in turnover percentage in the NBA, so we've done a good job of taking care of the basketball.
To ensure that the kind of things that you guys have been working on and the messaging how do you say it? To make sure that you don't continue some of the mistakes that you guys have been making in terms of the transition defense, in terms of the free throws, in terms of the turnovers late in games, and the third quarter streak. What's your message to the team, and how do you ensure that kind of gets corrected, as you mentioned before?
Yeah, some coaching is playing whack-a-mole. You have to address weaknesses. Certainly did some of that stuff yesterday in film and on the court, and felt pretty good about our overall just process and game plan coming into tonight. And all of us we didn't execute it. But in terms of the defensive stuff, and I told the group this yesterday, like, we can point to whatever we want to point to. Me and my staff will take some ownership on that as well. Like, it's not just players not executing the game plan. It's it's all of us. Like, we're all on the same team. We all want the same outcome. We all want to be a good defensive team. So we've got to figure out that together.
You cited the overall team turnover statistics of not being that alarming, but LeBron's criticized his own turnovers over the last couple of weeks. He had, I think, 6 tonight. Have you seen any causation as to what is occurring either within his role in the offense or the other players' role in the offense that's leading to his turnovers kind of growing over the last week or so?
I think with tonight, they're a team that has a lot of defenders with active hands, and they were shocking him or sort of the quick blitz and some of his pick and rolls. But they're a handsy team, and they get deflections. I think some of that tonight, and sometimes high usage players can kind of go through stretches where they do have high turnover games, and you have to live with that